there, guys, girls, gamers, everyone, it's me, GenuineParts, and we are back, and if my heart had wings, we are throwing a going-away party for Amane, and yeah, let's jump right in. It's like she's talking about someone else's party.
主役はあまねちゃんよ。そうそう。今日は先輩の送別会ですからね。そうだった。ありがとう、みんな。
Did you forget again that it's your party?
さあ、今夜は飲んで歌って、じゃんじゃん騒ごう。Oh
yeah, party. Don't go too crazy. This building's old and falling apart, you know. No fancy music? Oh.
おいしい、おいしい。
She sounds like she's crying.
相変わらずだわね。がっかり感が半端ないわね。
Everyone sighs when they see the way that Amane eats. It totally ruins the effect of her good looks.
どうしたんだみんな。なんでもないわ。
You're eating like a farming machine.
料理気に入ってもらえてよかったです。
Yeah, we're just glad.
おいしい。すごいな。今日の料理は豪華だな。ひばり姉が腕を振るってくれたからね。小鳥ちゃんの大切な先輩さんなんですもの。半端なお料理は出せないわ。
Well, she's Kotori's believed senpai. We can't hold back when it comes to food. Well, she's Kotori's believed senpai. Was she beloved? Hipari emphasizes the point that I don't get. She's a good person, but when it comes to Kotori, she gets a scary look in her eyes. Is it cross-eyed? Just tell me it's cross-eyed. You know, it's gross even hearing it. She wolfs down the grilled herb chicken with a complete lack of manners. I felt a little sad to think that I would no longer be able to see the way she eats so excitedly.
ついにアマネも引退か。もっとも最初はまだ続けてたことに驚いたけどな。
父にたくさん迷惑をかけた。これからは親孝行しないといけない。
お前の口から親孝行なんて言葉が聞けるなんてな。
ねえねえ、あんちゃんもソアリング部を復活させた時のメンバーなの？
俺か？俺は違うぞ。後から誘われたんだ。
Did he have a stroke? By Amane?
どうだったかな。
You look cross-eyed too. I can't help it. The artist seems to have problems with his line of sight. Holy crap.
達也を誘ったのはイスカだ。
Oh, Iska.
私が作ったパーツを見て、イスカがこれはまずいって言い出して。
Oh, he was always the charming guy.
一体何がまずかったのか、今でもよくわからないんだが。
We do. Don't worry, we do. Amane didn't understand, but we got it straight away. Yes, we did. And that's when she asked Ancha, man.
あんちゃんは昔から工場の手伝いしてて、その手の加工技術はお手の物だったもんね。うん、それもあるが。あるが？おっと、これは誰にも言っちゃいけないってイスカから言われていたんだった。危ない危ない。
It seems that there's some deep meaning in what she said. If it was any ordinary person cutting themselves off like that, it would be like they were waiting for us to say, so tell us. But with her, I don't think that's the case.
それってやっぱあれじゃない？ねえ。
今のソアリング部を始めたのはイスカとアマネだ。当時は2人だけだったんだ。
2人でできたんですか？部活に。
Well, so was like Amane.
当時の生徒会は甘かったからな。特に天音には。何せ学校創立以来の天才少女だ。先生も大抵のことには目をつぶっていた。
そうだったのか。
What's this face? As Amane slurps the soup, she speaks like she's talking about someone else again.
私は天才なんかじゃないのにな。イスカにいつもバカだバカだと言われていた。
バカ。
天音先輩のことをそんな風に言えちゃうなんて。イスカってそんなにすごい子だったの？ああ、イスカは天才だった。
When Amane answers, she speaks proudly of her as if she were her own. A genius that surpasses Amane Mochizuki. I can't imagine it. Looking over towards Anchan, she shrugs his shoulders and smiles.
確かイスカが見つけてきたんだよな。ガレージとそこに眠っていたグライダーを。
Amane nods while busily biting into the chicken.
ある日突然言ってきたんだ。すごいものを見つけたって。それでグライダーを飛ばすことになった。
Lots of the details were left out, but I understood it for the most part. I decided not to delve any deeper. This kind of thing happens often when talking to Amane.
お前たちが乗っているあの機体も元は OB が自作したものにアマネたちが手を加えたんだぞ。
私ずっとアマネちゃんたちが全部作ったんだと思ってた。OB の人たちもすごかったんだね。
Hearing about the achievements of the club members from days gone by made our own achievements seem quite insignificant. We've got to work harder. While we talk about the history of the Soaring Club, the ones who don't have much to do with it were just enjoying the food.
マー君、これ美味しいよ。ベーコンが巻いてあるやつ。
どれどれ？おお、マジでうめえ。
Oh man, indoor voice. Hey. Mabu, indoor voice.
いいな、こういう飯。うちじゃラーメンと餃子ばっか食わされてるからな。
うちもお父さんが洋食嫌いだから、あんまりこういうの食べたことないよ。おかわりどんどんしてね。まだたくさんあるから。あ、はい。小鳥さんのお姉さん、優しいね。
Well, I just don't go too near to Kotori.
しかも超美人じゃねえか。葵のやつ、いい生活しやがって。
おかわり。
Isn't it like birds for you?
はいはい、ただいま。
It's okay, I'll do it.
いいのよ。水瀬さんは座ってて。
She said as her slippers pattered as she went into the kitchen. The kitchen is right. Aren't we sitting here? Isn't the kitchen here?
ひばりさんってさ、絶対いいお嫁さんになるよね。彼氏とかいるのかな？
I don't think so.
どこの馬の骨ともわからないやつにお姉ちゃんをあげる気はないからね。
That's what I meant, actually.
付き合う相手はこの私が厳しく審査するわ。こっちはこっちでシスコン丸だしね。違うわよ。私はただひばり姉が大好きなだけで。
That excuse is completely lame. Well, it's good for sisters to get along.
ハバネの姉ちゃんってあんちゃんと同い年くらい？
かな。
We all look at Anchan and at Amane.
ってことは先輩とも同じくらいか。はい、お待たせしました。
Hibari puts a second helping of chicken on Amane's plate. If Amane hadn't become the super repeat student and just had graduated normally, maybe she would have ended up like her. Nah, there's no way that could happen. True. She would have swapped her school uniform for a white coat and joined her dad, working in the lab. Maybe her lifestyle wouldn't be that different to how it is now.
そういやさ、
That reminds me, you have to eat.
あまねちゃん、いつもなんか書いてるよね。あれって何の設計図なの？
Sorry, I cut her off. Kotori asked a simple question.
ああ、それ私も気になってた。
That was something that was on my mind as well.
グライダーだが、でももう完成してるじゃないですか。
Yeah, says Katori. What?
うん。
Amane wiped her mouth and stood up. She leaves the dining hall and comes back shortly after.
これか？
Amane lays out the aforementioned designs. It's a glider, but it's a different shape to ours. In relation to the body, the wings protrude from further forward.
何これ、翼の形が違う。他にも改良されてるわね。胴体の形は同じだけど、ほら、こことか。
Agia points out all the small differences one by one. There were a considerable number of these changes.
これは本当は作るはずだった機体なんだ。本当は作るはずだった？
Amane nods.
さっき達也が言ってたけど、今の機体は旧ソアリング部の先輩方が自作したものだ。すごくよくできたいい機体だけれど、細部まで煮詰められてはいない。おそらく外国の有名な機体を真似て作ったせいだろう。機能を理解しないまま模倣した形跡がある。そこへ私なりに改良を加えてみた。
We all eagerly look at the designs. Even when I find the differences, I've got no idea how this is any better. But the old members used this aircraft to fly above the clouds, didn't they? They also took that photo, in which case the design specs must be good enough, right?
当時の高校日誌によると、あの時のフライトは飛行機曳行だったらしい。
It's a launch method using a tow plane, not a winch, to pull the glider into the air, taking off together.
じゃあ最初からかなりの高度まで上がれたわけか。
Amane nods.
しかし我々に飛行機はない。私はウインチ曳行で少しでも高く飛べるよう設計の細部まで煮詰め直すことにしたんだ。
The result of which are these designs.
でも結局作らなかったのよね。
Katori's question is answered by Anchan.
ボディに加工を加えているし、主翼を一から作り直す必要もある。これを実現しようと思ったら相当な時間と費用が必要になっただろう。
If they had been working on this from back then, Anchan would have been at the center of the production.
できなくはないだろうが、難しかっただろうな。
それに設計図はまだ完成していない。なかなかアイデアがまとまらないんだ。私はバカだからな。
If Amane can't do it, it would be impossible for someone else. Amane carelessly folded up the designs, put them on one side, and went back to eating.
アイシールが跳ねる。お姉ちゃんそれどっかやっといて。はーい。
Hibari moved the designs to a place where they wouldn't get dirty while the rest of us continued the meal. So that explains actually what she's working on. After the meal, we went out into the garden to play with fireworks. Since the farewell party was planned in a hurry, there was a limit what we'd been able to do, but I want to play with fireworks with Amane, because there is no way this could go wrong, said Katori, who isn't exactly a leader, but she decided there and then. There were no objections. The rest of us also wanted to play with fireworks with Amane.
面白いなこれ。色が変わった。ほら見て見て、アマネちゃん。おお、本当だ。いいな。私もそれやりたいぞ。
Amane is doing handheld fireworks with Katori. They both seem to find these fireworks unusual and are enjoying themselves.
ぬるい。ここは一つうちらの流儀を見せておかないといけないわね。
Agea, getting fired up, is carrying fountain-type fireworks, one in each hand. They're normally placed on the ground. If you light them, then wave your arms around. You can chase after people, which is one of our... Don't do it!
なんでよ、返してよ。
We finally created a peaceful atmosphere and you're gonna mess it up.
葵のノリが悪くなった。あーちゃん、もう大きいんだから子供みたいな遊びはやめようよ。
This is what an older sister being scolded by a younger sister looks like.
行くぞそれ
Shouted Mabu as he came running in from the side. He was lighting large numbers of mini pinwheels and throwing them all over the place.
うわ
へへへどうだ
麻婆のアホ
You dumbass, what you gonna do if someone gets burned?
ドキドキした。くー、許せない。そのバカ捕まえて。
へへここまでおいで
You stumble and fall. Hold it right there!
誰が捕まるかっての
You stumble and fall.
うわ
Masaguzu, running around like a little monkey, suddenly stopped in his tracks. In the blink of an eye, Anchang had him grabbed by the scruff of the neck.
あんちゃん
マーボー、ちょっとあっちで話をしようか。
Speaking kindly, Anchan took Masaguzu over to the shadows.
あのな、マーボー。楽しむのは大切なことだが、女の子を怖がらせちゃいけない。もう子供じゃないんだ。お前だって女の子に嫌われたくないだろ？
はいはいごめんなさい。
ああ、あんちゃんを怒らせちゃった。
He was doing the same thing you were planning to do, wasn't he?
みんな子供だよ。
Thank you, Hotaru.
みんな、かき氷できたよ。
Shaved ice. Nice. Kanako came carrying a tray into the garden.
どうぞ、シロップもありますからね。わあ、かき氷だ。練乳あるかな。私、いちごのやつ。はいはい、幼い幼い。ちゃんと全員の分あるから。
Thanks for going through all this trouble.
いいえ、いいんです。だって、小鳥ちゃんがあんなに楽しそうなんですもの。
Hibari gets a little tearful. Can I give her a hug? Please give her a hug. I guess that since I came to the dormitory, the only real thing she's enjoyed was eating ice cream. Well, did I just slip into any ice cream? The only thing she enjoyed was eating ice cream. At some point, the days where Kotori doesn't smile have become fewer and she has fun every day. Not just Kotori, but the rest of us too.
みんな部活動のおかげなんですよね。
Yeah, maybe. There was something that brought us all together. Something that would make us all feel the same. Amana and Iska, oh man! Iska started with it and then myself and the others will continue with it. But Amana won't be around for much longer. Well, that's the point of the party. I know it's hard to swallow,
お、
but
かき氷か。俺はレモン味にするかな。
あんちゃん俺も食っていい
well, you.
反省したか？
Oh man, it's like parents.
したよ俺女の子に嫌われたくない
He still has no indoor voice. Can you fix that, please, An-chan?
あんたそれどういう反省の仕方よ。
Well, you thought about the same thing. It's a bit hypocritical of you to chime in there.
うっせお前だけは女とは認めね
なんだったかな。
Oh god.
ったく、いちいち騒がしい連中ね。もう落ち着いて食べられないじゃん。なあ。
Brain freeze?
きーときたー。冷たくて美味しいな。この不思議な青色が食欲をそそる。
That's really funny because no real food is blue. That's why we humans are really skeptical of blue food usually. Fireworks and shaved ice. As one of the memories of summer, nothing beats this. After eating the shaved ice, there were still some fireworks left. It looks like Agea got Tutaru and Masagusu to buy them, but it's kind of a problem because they don't know how much is too much. I head over there, where Kotori and Agea are, to play with more fireworks. Fireworks, fireworks, fireworks.
綺麗ね。私はもっとわーって派手な方が好きだけどな。
I like them both, but rather than getting really noisy and excited about it, I wanted to make the most of the last remnants of the summer. As I light the handheld firework, Anchan comes up beside me.
ハンちゃんもやる？この鉄砲型のやつとかどう？あ、それ私の最後にやろうと思ってたやつ。
いや、俺はいいよ。お前らが楽しんでるのをこうやって眺めてるだけで十分だ。
You're really the responsible one, aren't you? Everyone looked at him like they didn't really understand what he meant. Anchan sat down next to me and looked over at the man who was also doing fireworks a little further away. Amane was doing sparklers with Matsuguzu and Hotaru.
なんだか可愛いな、この花火は。
Kawaii!
線香花火は最後にやるもんだろ。
いいの、好きなんだもん。うん、私もだ。
チェー、女ってこういうの好きだよな。
Anchan, watching over them, had a kind yet sad look in his eyes. Hey, Anchan.
Hmm?
Where did Iska go? I asked. Kotori and Agea raised their heads.
どうしてそんなことを聞くんだ？
Anchan must realize that it's been on our minds. But despite that, that's how he answered. Amane told us that she went away somewhere. Well, I don't know. I don't know where she went. That's what Amane said earlier today when I asked her at Mill Hill. Amane continued to build her glider because she wanted to know why Iska was so obsessed with it. She might understand it if she passes through the passage of clouds, is what she said. Hey, Anchan, why did Iska go away? Or rather all of us had predicted the same answer. That she had died in an accident. It was a terrible thing to think, and we didn't want to be right about it.
さあ、わからない。
You don't know?
事故があったんでしょ？
Anchan's face seemed to say, how do you know about that?
ああ、そうだ。いつかはその事故に巻き込まれたらしい。
じゃあ、やっぱり。
In response to Kotori's murmuring, Anchal knows his head like he can't say anything.
あれは夏休みの間に起こった出来事だった。あの時、アマネも俺も風が浦にはいなかったんだ。事故があったことは壊れた機体を見れば明らかだった。けど、そこで何があったかは結局教えられず、いつかは二度と戻ってこなかった。
So she really did die after all? However, it seems that Anchan has another explanation.
もしその事故でイスカが死んだのなら、もっと大きな問題になっていたはずだ。しかし、学校側は事故をもみ消し、なかったことにした。以来、その話はタブーとなった。
探さなかったの？
And if he did look for her, we will find out in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye bye!